Good morning, everybody. This is my sad duty to inform you that one of our passengers sadly passed away last night. Tragic as it is, it was due to natural causes, we believe, and also whatever health issues he was struggling with, I'm told by the doctor, were not infectious. So the ship is safe when it comes to that.
Why is this honestly hilarious? Yep. 23 people have already gotten off the fucking fuck-ass cruise ship. 23 people went all over the world. One is sick already. Okay, well, hey, love you. It was nice while it lasted, wasn't it? Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't nice while it lasted. This whole lifetime could have been a fucking email. Do not, if you see me on the other side, do not ask me to come back to this shithole. Do you hear me? When you see me bleeding out of the mouth hole or ears or whatever the fuck's gonna happen to me, when you see me out in the street bleeding out, leave me there, okay? Let me go. I've lived a long life. I'm 45. That was good enough. That was good enough. And Lord knows, RFK is probably already mainlining hantavirus into his veins as we speak. He's probably found patient 0 and he's like licking their beehole. You want to make a bet? At bare minimum, he's sucking on their toes and drinking their bodily fluids, okay? So anyway, see you out there in the street.
And you know what? I'm not making this mistake again. If this hantavirus gets us, I will be starting an OnlyFans and then retiring.
Did we dodge a bullet with hantavirus? Perhaps. The flight attendant has tested negative. The people in self-quarantine in the United States are currently still asymptomatic. It's looking pretty good. However, does anybody think it's weird that Moderna, who was a huge maker of the very first COVID vaccine, started making a hantavirus vaccine just a little while back, like shortly after the 2 vials of hantavirus disappeared from an Australian lab? And now the big news story today is that Moderna's frantically working on a hantavirus vaccine. How much more stuff can they jab inside of our bodies? We're gonna get vaccinated against everything? Oxygen will be next. Ugh, the jabs. Do your due diligence. Don't just sign up for every vaccine. Don't let them scare you into poison. Respectfully.
The hantavirus hit cruise ship is now heading for the Canary Islands as the WHO warns that the virus can have a fatality rate of up to 40%. On top of that, there's no widely available approved vaccines in Europe, where most of the passengers originated from. Health officials say there has now been 3 confirmed and 5 suspected hantavirus cases linked to the ship. They're now tracing people who may have been exposed, including passengers on a flight taken by a woman who later died. As for the treatment of those affected, there's no known specific treatment, but early hospital care can improve survival. The ship is expected to dock in Tenerife by the weekend, but the island's president says that he was not consulted and warns that the risk to locals is very real.
Okay, so I mean this in the nicest way possible, but if you are on a cruise ship and everybody has a disease, please don't bring us another coronavirus. Don't go escaping to Switzerland and infecting other people. We can't handle another COVID. So please, I hope they stay on the cruise ship and I hope that everybody's okay. But also, like, don't get off this cruise ship, please, for the love of God, for everybody else out here. We can't do this again. We can all handle this again. We need to heal those people on the ship, release them, and forget that this freaking virus ever happened, because what? Also, Did you guys hear about the guy escaping to Switzerland? How did he do that? How did he get there? I'm so confused. How did he even manage to get off the boat into Switzerland? I don't understand, but also I'm praying for everybody, but also stay on the ship.
Well, this rabbit hole just got a lot deeper. So if you've been following this, you will see that there's not a lot of people posting anything about it that are actually on the cruise ship. In fact, there's two people, right? That Jake guy, and then there's another guy. Both of them are travel vloggers, right? And Jake, we found out, actually works for the company, which was not disclosed. Then there's this anonymous Spanish guy who spoke to El País magazine. That's where we got the 23 number and all that, right? So I'm on his page, and I had saw a proposal thing where for 2 years he spent everywhere he traveled. He filmed himself asking, will you marry me? And I was like, wait, where is this Jake guy's husband, partner, fiance, whoever? There is no one from anyone's friends, families, co-workers, coaches, neighbors, their jobs. No one, people who have gone back home, no one else, nor their families, friends, or anyone else they know have posted a single thing. And so I go and look, and I see they even have he has a video and pictures of his proposal and what he did with his husband or whoever. And all these people are saying congratulations below. It's like hundreds of people, right? And it goes back, it's not like new people. It's like going back old to when he did it last year. All these people, right? I go and try to check out the husband's page. It's private. I don't see anything else posted. So then I go into the comments, just the people congratulating him, because obviously some of them were like more personal messages, like, I'm so happy for you guys. This is a dream come true for you, finally, all that. So I'm thinking that they're personal, they know him. I start clicking on these people's names. I go and see their most recent posts. Nearly all of them are in photography or some type of travel, Patagonia, that type of thing. Some posting 4 days ago, living their best life. No word about Jake or the cruise. 3 days ago, 2 days ago. I even have one 4 hours ago posting a girls trip and other things and traveling and having fun. And not a word about their friend who made national news crying about being stuck on this cruise ship with a deadly virus that has a 40 to 50% mortality rate. And no one else, none of the people who went home, none of the people who've died, none of the cruise family, friends, not a single person has said a word. Do you find that strange? I find that very strange, amongst other things.
Y'all, this grandmother is going to learn to pole dance. I would rather break a hip learning to pole dance and open up a strip club, Granny's Gone Wild, sagging and dragging, than I would to work through another pandemic as a nurse. Y'all keep that rat poo-poo virus over there in the middle of the ocean, because I'm out, Pookie.
Health officials think they've tracked down the source of the deadly hantavirus outbreak aboard the MV Hondias cruise ship. 2 passengers who died from the virus likely contracted the infection while birdwatching in Argentina and then boarded the ship after being infected, spreading it to other passengers. The Dutch couple who died visited a landfill as part of a birdwatching tour near the southern tip of Argentina. Authorities believe it was there that they contracted the virus from a rodent. But there's a big hole in this theory, and health officials admit it. There has never been a recorded case of the virus in the area where this couple visited. We're also learning more about how and when the virus spread on board. The Dutchman who first fell ill on April 6th died on April 11th. At the time, there was no suspicion of hantavirus. His body stayed on board for 2 weeks, and during which his wife became ill. Now, she flew with her husband's body to Johannesburg, South Africa on April 25th, and she passed away the day after she arrived. 8 more people got sick over the next 2 weeks. 3 of those who were evacuated from the ship were flown to the Netherlands for treatment, one of whom was the ship's doctor. We also learned that 23 passengers left the vessel and returned home all over the world, including here in the U.S., 2 weeks ago, before anyone knew what was going on, and one of them is already sick. The ship itself hasn't been allowed to dock anywhere as of yet, and the 150 passengers left on board so far have been, thankfully, asymptomatic.
Guys, they think the couple that originally caught the hantavirus caught it from bird watching in a fucking landfill in Argentina. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why are you doing that in a fucking dump site? Like, what is wrong with you?
The fact that there are people in this world that will still voluntarily get on a ship cruise for fun is insane to me. Coronavirus didn't do it with all those people. Poop cruise didn't do it for you. And now there is literally one of the worst viruses you can catch. I'm from New Mexico. There's hantavirus in New Mexico. That is a gruesome virus and death. And people, I don't understand. What is it about a cruise that makes you forget about all the other crap that can go wrong? I mean, you're literally sharing and recycling water the whole entire time. Air, water, food. Think about it. The water, everything that gets eaten. Nope.
Gene Hackman's wife died from the hantavirus. That's where I even first heard of this virus. Remember this from last year? They were dead in the house for days and people couldn't figure out what the hell happened. The wife contracted the hantavirus and then she died. And then Gene Hackman, who had Alzheimer's, was kind of left alone to his own devices, and he died of heart disease, heart failure probably, in the house because she wasn't around. Hantavirus killed the wife. And they don't know how she contracted it. They did a full investigation of the property. They said the house was at very low risk for any type of trace amounts of rodent feces or urine or whatever. But that other parts of the property, they found rodent nests, like in a garage or a shed or something like that. And so they think, well, maybe she was sweeping or dusting or something, because the little rodent particles turn into dust and then you can like breathe it in, and that's how you get it. It's one of the ways you can get it. That's how they think she got it. Because I'm hearing all this talk with the ship and the hantavirus, and I'm like, hantavirus. Gene Hackman's wife. And how are they getting it on this ship? Either the ship is infested with fucking rodents and there's rodent pee and poop and particles floating around, but I don't think so, because they say the incubation period is quite long before you actually succumb to it or get really ill from it. So that's kind of weird. It's more likely that somebody had it, got onto the ship with it, and spread it human to human. I know that that's rare, but that's what it seems like is going on over there. Right? They won't let them off the boat. Why won't they let the people off the boat? Because they don't want it to fucking spread. Human to human. Anyways. Yeah.
She's so 2020. Like, we just need a newer version. You know what I'm saying? Something like more interesting and young and like, you know, South American. I mean, can you blame me for my timing? Look at their federal government. Like, they cannot handle this right now at all. I know the placement was really good. Like, cruise ship, optimal capitalism. I mean, it's a metaphor, babe. It's like some of my best work. Absolutely No, yes, I'm watching them crash out. I'm watching them crash out online. They are not doing okay. Just trying to make life for millennials, like, super normal. You know? This is what they're used to. It's their whole life. They need me.
This is what the inside of the cruise ship currently hit by a hantavirus outbreak looks like. This footage was taken by a passenger on board the MV Hondius in December 2025. About 150 people are currently stuck on the ship, which left Argentina in April for Cape Verde, and a number of passengers have been infected by the rodent-spread virus. A Dutch couple and a German national have died, and a UK national was evacuated from the ship and is in intensive care in South Africa. 3 other passengers with suspected hantavirus are now en route to the Netherlands. A man in Switzerland who was travelling on the MV Hondius but left his trip from South America at the end of April is also in hospital with the virus. Robert Viguero, who took this footage during a trip in December, said he had no issues with cleanliness on board, adding the cabins and bathrooms were clean daily and the common areas were also very clean. The ship is currently on its way to the Canary Islands after Cape Verde health officials said passengers couldn't disembark to protect the local population. But the Canaries president says he's against the Spanish government's plans to let the virus-hit ship dock there, saying he he cannot allow the boat to enter.
Hantavirus will spread. It absolutely will get worse. We are underprepared, we are underwarned, and we are under-resourced. You've heard of this cruise ship. It docks in Spain on Monday. 3 have already passed. 5 are confirmed sick. Dozens, potentially carrying a virus that we know spread person to person, are jumping off a cruise ship in just a few days. That has happened before exactly once in recorded history. I'm Rick Pescator. I'm an ER doctor, former state chief physician. I'm the editor-in-chief of Emergency Medicine News. I helped lead the national COVID response, both its wins and its failures. 30 passengers have already gotten off this boat. 6 are in California and Georgia and Arizona for a virus that hides in the body for up to a month and a half. We may not know who's infected until June. We didn't learn shit from the pandemic. We didn't build the system that's supposed to catch this. We took it apart. Every ER doctor in the country is supposed to get an alert when this happens. It's called a HAN, a Health Alert Network. But no alert has been sent. In March, the CDC quietly paused 20 tests for rare viruses. They've lost 3,000 employees. The disease detectives who are trained specifically for this, they're gone. We spent $1 trillion after COVID. We bought machines for viruses we already knew. We did not build what matters, the ability to make a new test fast when something shows up. There's a cruise ship right now in the Atlantic that's telling us that the lights are off at the CDC in Atlanta. This will spread, but we will find out late because the people who have been paid to watch have been told to shut up.